Moving on, I would like to invite Mr. Shabir Ali Murtaza, the Technology Projects Program Manager at Ooredoo, with his topic on Untapped, the data monetization potential for Oman market.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, I'm audible, right? Everyone, can you hear me? Can you hear me, right? Okay, I don't want to stick to the tech. Well, let me set the expectation first. First of all, it's not a technical flight, it's a pure business pitch. So I'm saying Oman is a blue ocean market. How we can take the leveraging the market to monetize the data inside of it. Well, before moving to the real business pitch, I have a few perspectives to look in like, well, there is no doubt about at the moment what the data generated by all of us is in TBs a day. In last 2 years, during COVID, we generated a data which is more than a decade. Anyone have this alignment? Are you all agree with it? Okay, great. Another perspective is that we still believe that we are not being monitored. We assuming it, that's not a fact. We are being monitored. If I'm moving, my all behaviors, my all activities are being monitored and being monetized without knowing my knowledge. Like Howard, the last day he says, Professor William, he says you can monetize the data 3 attributes: date of birth, my postal code, and my gender, and says not sensitive data at all. But it's the same 3 attributes are being monetized by different agencies, and it's being generated a huge revenue for them. So the reality is data is a new commodity, and there's new people in the market which is taking the benefits of this data. That's majority of us, I believe, we know the fact, but that's a 2017 version of Economist that says the data, the revenue generated by these companies is, extraordinary. Exponentially, the growth is being evident in it. Okay, I think I'll just build a narrative here. Just moving on. During COVID-19, majority of us, we were fighting for their solvency, the business solvency. The many businesses were totally disappeared in the last 2 years, but many still were fighting for their bigdata. And bigdata means not to fight for the solvency, it says taking the benefits of your own strengths in the company. So what happened with the time, what's happening now is the expectation of the end user is being, exponentially changed. We as an end user, if I'm talk about any industry, let's say talk about Sephora, talk about Nike, and I need reality, I need augmented reality, I need virtual reality, and more on top of that, I need mixed reality to it. So in short, I'm trying to get benefit at how much I can take benefit of this reality, and I'll do my online shopping. In end of the day, either you survive, you fight for your solvency, or you take a lead in the market. Let's move on. What's the solution? I'm saying it's all business picture. We can talk about technical. There are a couple of slides on the technical perspective as well. So we need to take the benefits of the data. Data, let's talk with the data now. It's the big data. It's complicated. It's sorry for that, the ladies here. The more you crunch it, the more you go inside, you get more information out of it. It's your perspective, you outside in or inside out, how do you take it into consideration? The solution is a commodity now. But can we sell it? Can we monetize it as is? No, that's not true. That's nearly impossible. You cannot sell it, the data as is. It's a crude oil. We can't sell the crude oil as is. We need to refine it. Eventually, it goes to the market. The whole purpose is, it's not straightforward process. Says if you go for the monetization, it's not with a few steps you're going to make the data into dollar signs. That's not going to happen. They are different predecessors. There are few requirements, technology out of it. Now, we start from here. Now, people from different audience. I come from telco backgrounds, majority from last 20 years. But people here are assuming from different sectors. So there are potentials in this market. we can monetize it. Let's just talk about financial institutes. I can use the big data to plan my ATMs and CDM machines. I can use big data to open up any kind of businesses. Like I can open a big data, like which locality is fit for me to open a school or kindergarten or clinic, then I can use them. That still is not being used. And I'm not saying not 100% used, still there are few initiatives, people are taking advantages of the data and saying help the businesses how to plan the businesses within the country. So there are few use cases here. It talks both in classification, internal, external monetizations as well. Now, what I'm saying is not something wet finger in the air. Am I saying something wrong? I have something to complement what I'm saying. There is a report says by 2027, CJR is supposed to be 17.53. So what I'm saying here as a business pitch, it's not something a fantasy word. This is a reality. Like it's people are taking benefits. It's either you take it or leave it. Now, here it comes for the use cases, like we have some few segments of the market, we have some use cases here. Well, it says internal monetization, you can monetize within your company, within your business, or within your group, or you can external monetize. But most important is monetization here. And if you just highlight footfall analysis, they have multiple malls here in this city. But which mall is the best for me to open an outlet? There's affinity, interest, behavior ratio, there's an internet profile, there's smart city application. So what I'm trying to do, like the data, there are different data sources. Like if I'm come from telco, I'm from any industry, we have all our habits are being recorded. There's another study how it says, there's a big difference between customer and consumer. See, let's say if I'm paying the internet bill, I'm a customer to Oman, let's say, for example. But the people who are using the internet are the real consumers. You don't need to focus on the customer, you need to focus on the consumers. Who are the consumers? My kids, my family members. So every single activity, every single behavior is being recorded. It's recorded by Netflix, it's recorded by your Google, it's recorded by whatever you do on the internet. Everything is being recorded and it's being monetized. There's few use cases here. There's a different sector, start from the government sector. If you was part of this smart city when it got established back in 2006, so there was a huge new insights, new perspective being identified. Like he says, if I want to buy a property in Dubai, which is the best city? I want to rent out, which is the best area? That was the case that we came to know that very interesting fact that people love to rent out a property in Marina, JBR, but after 1 year they understand, okay, there's a much more bigger spacious space, you can go and buy some other areas. So that's all, like there's a different websites now, this data sets available. There's another one for the European Union. Now they have, if you go on the website, you can get almost more than 1 million data sets available. Now, if you say data is not available regarding Oman, we are still not aware. If you just go on kaggle.com, if you just open this kaggle.com, you can see almost thousands of data sets available for the people of Oman and is being utilized. So what happened, like it's these all data sets being used for different purposes for the government, legal entities, talks about health and safety, environmental management, climate management, it talks about, you name it. For the telco, again, I didn't put many use cases, I just tried to limit the slides. So it's more about MTNL Nigeria. They are using the data of the people, like the behavior of the people, and it's being monetized. As a telco, I can go to Lulu, I can go to Carrefour, I can say this month you have to put sales on these items. I can go and help the people in the new business ventures. If you say any hospital, which is the best area for you to open a new clinic, which is the best area for you to open a new school. I can give you all these insights. That's happening, let's say. I think from name it as a tahsil, somehow is some manager to get it done, but I have not much visibility about it. The tourism is as well. So this is a use case which is being done. It's MTN Africa. Now, do we need to reinvent the wheel? Do we need to spend all this expenditure to come up with this technology stacks? No, we don't need that. There are technical solutions providers are available. The Cardo USA is one, Foursquare is one they are providing you. So you just need to exposure access to your data sets. And they will start modifying the data and not manipulating it, start using the data and give you more insights in it. Well, that's more about strategy change now. I'm not saying still strategy is a confusing word for many of us, including me last few years back. I was assuming strategy is something different, but for me now it's very crystal clear. Strategy, the way you want to achieve, where you want to go from point A to point B. That's your path, that's your approach. Approach is strategy. So we need to change the strategy to be in a market on it. There's a few business models in it. I'm not going into details, but these business models are available. I actually have a case study in it, which is already published in Harvard study. I just kept a few slides here because of time constraints here. Now, the last thing, if I'm going to present here, Canvas. Now, if you go any of the box inside the Canvas, start from the partners, resources, value propositions, customer segments, everything is details available. We can talk about offline after this presentation, but the whole point is you can fit yourself any kind of business entity in the Sultan. You're a telco, you're a financial institute, you're the healthcare institute, you're the government entity, who you are. There is a role for you. There is a detailed segments available in the business canvas. We can talk about separately as offline. But the whole point is what I'm trying to take advantage, I don't want to spend more time here. Oman is a blue ocean market. Still not yet red ocean. So there's a huge potential in this market. We can leverage the market, we can take the data sets and we can monetize and we can sell it within the country. A few references which is available on internet. So this was my source of information on my case study as well. So thank you very much. If you have any question, I'm more than happy to assist the answers.
Thank you, Mr. Shabir.